today. Let's introduce ourselves. My name is Dyads. My name is Thailand. Advisor Ajaran Sasanakorn Motimarat. The purpose of today's presentation is to talk about problem and needs on English speaking skill of business English major students at Rajabhat University. Let's get started. The first point I would like to make is Chapter 1, Introduction, Background of this study. In the present global world, communication plays a vital role in getting success in a foreign language is used as a tool for communication. Speaking skill is the most important skill to speak foreign to second language learning. Among the 4 key language skills, speaking is estimated to be the most important skill in the learning a foreign or second language. Let's move on to research question and research objective. Research question: what are the needs on English speaking skill of business English major students at Rajabhat University? Research objective: to study the needs on English speaking skill of business English major students at Rajabhat University. Next research question: what are the problems on English speaking skill of business English major students at Rajabhat University? Research objective: to investigate the problem on English speaking skill for objective business English major students at Rajabhat University. Next research question: what are the ways to solve on English speaking skill in classroom by business English major students at Rajabhat University? And research objective: to find out the way to solve problem on English speaking skill in classroom by business English major students at Rajabhat University. Next, two significance of study. First, this research conducts the problem and needs on English speaking skill used for business English major students at Rajabhat University. Second, this research conducts to solve that English speaking skill and communication skill in classroom and work in the future. Third, students may use this research to develop problems in learning English speaking skill in communication and understanding of future problem solving. Let's move on to scope and limitation. Content: this study focuses on the needs of English for specific purpose on English speaking skill. Moreover, it emphasizes on the problem of English speaking for specific purpose in business English major students. Let's move on to population and examples. The population of this study will be 360 students. In the business English of the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, in the first semester of the academic year 2022 at Rajabhat University. Next, the sample of this study were 92 students who are studying year 1 in business English Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences at Rajabhat University in the first semester of the academic year 2022. There will be calculated by sample random sampling which calculated by using formula for finding sample from the population of Germany. Summary of the chapter: this chapter has presented the background of the study, research question, and research objective, significance of the study, scope, and limitation. Let's move on to literature review.
Thank you, Ms. Sutika. Let's move on to literature review. Literature review consists of: first, needs analysis. Define all facts, finding all the collection of data from various sources. For example, the data about learner, the material, and so on. The goals on the needs analysis phase of curriculum planning are determine what are particular group of learner expect to use English or and what their present levels of competence. Next, second, English for specific purpose. Robinson defined that English specific for purpose as an enterprise which involve education, training and practice, and drawing upon three major lines of knowledge: language, pedagogy, and the student special areas of interest. Emphasize the primary of need analysis, identify English specific or purpose, and next, third, the speaking skill. And so say that speaking is of great significance for people in position where they speaking everywhere and every day. Speak is the way of communicate ideas and messages orally. If we want to encourage students to communicate in English, we should use the language in real communication and ask them to do some process. So, program on English speaking skill. The speaking program of English as a whole is language ESL learners. In terms of the speaking program related and anxiety, study have found anxiety about speaking English have been identified in many other countries and previous study. In chapter 2, is digital review. We study mainly about needs and problem English, listening and speaking skill, needs analysis to develop English teaching material in detail speaking skill, and the importance of speaking skill of English classroom. And we also learn about the previous study conducted by many researchers because this research study similar to our research. After studying previous study, we have learned that other researchers have investigated factors affecting problem and needs of English in other contexts, and they did not compare the factor, gender, and year. Moreover, we will investigate a big sample size than other researchers. That's all, folks.
Let's move on to research methodology. Methodology consists of first population and sample. The population of this study will be 360 students in business English major of the Faculty of Humanities and Social Science. In the first semester of the academic year 2022 at Buriram University. Next, the sample of this study will 92 students who are studying here in business English Faculty and Social Science. Buriram University in the first semester of the academic year 2022. They will be calculated by sample random sampling, which calculated by using formula for finding samples from the population of Yemen. Next to research instrument questionnaire. The research instrument of this study was program analysis on English speaking skill used for business English major students at Buriram University questionnaire. First, the questionnaire was divided into 4 parts. Part 1. This section was designed to obtain biographical information about the sample, gender, and year. This part was in the form to checklist. Part 2. This section was the program on English speaking skill used for business English major students at Buriram University. The 5-point Likert scale was received in the questionnaire according to the scale as follows. Part 3. This section was the needs on English speaking skill used for business English students at Buriram University. The 5-point Likert scale will using in the questionnaire according to the scale as follows. Part 4. This section means about the additional opinion about the problem and needs on English speaking skill used for business English students at Buriram University. Second, the researcher will review the literature, then conduct the draft questionnaire both in Thai and English version adapted from research of problem and needs in using English language of staff. A bright future international training service of Buriram. by three experts to check for exactitude and exploitation. Next to data collection.
Thank you, Ms. Sutina.
Data collection. The sample of will be asked to complete the questionnaire and Google form online. For program and means for studying in business English major or business English major student at William University. The researchers will take the questionnaire to first year student at William University, business English major student. There were 92 sets of questionnaire. When the researcher had got our questionnaire from the student after we complete them and take them to analyze, the researcher collect the data by themselves at William and William University starting August 30 to September 10, 2022. First contact of coefficient was due to calculate the reliability of the questionnaire. Second, a 5-point lighter score was used to extent of their problem and needs on English speaking skill used for business English major students at William University, including to rate their opinion on English speaking skill needs to be focused on English. Third, mean and standard deviation (SD) were used to calculate the overall level of use for business English major students at William University. The highest mean score reflect the problem on English speaking skill used for business English students. Frequency and percentage were used to analysis of answer concerning general information.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, before we start, I would like to invite Ajahn Sasimakon to give their comments before we answer the question. Yes, Ajahn Bro.
Okay, thank you again for PowerPoint. Your slide too much. For example, we can mention 316 students and selected like it, for example, students. Going to faculty of humanities, they can be too much. Just only write the important information that's and then you can say the study the speaking the skills of these freshman students. You ask questions, you them how you study about this, about the speaking and the skills of them. You have communication with them.
First year students studying English speaking.
How you, for example, I select this 5 student. After I For example, for reading escape, I give this to the students. I said, okay, read, and the camera said, okay, the level of this students is good. Or how you learn, how you find out about the speaking skills of them.
Do you understand his question? Okay, I will follow his question. The first one, okay, who are your population?
This is English major student.
How many?
360 students.
Okay, so when you define the term, okay, under definition of key term in chapter 1 on page 6, you have to mention under 1.6.6. This an English major student refer to the first to the fourth year, right? Student who study in this English major students, okay, at Buram Rajpat University in academic year 2000 or 2022, maybe in the first semester. And who are your samples?
Year 1 in business English.
How will you select it? Because here you put word, right? You did not do now. How will you choose them?
I choose student.
How?
First,
How will you choose them?
because
No, how?
simple random sampling.
Simple random sampling. Why? Why simple random sampling?
Because we select specific random sample.
I used to teach you like that. ครูเคยสอนไหมอย่างเงี้ยไม่เคย ในชีวิตครูไม่เคยสอนเลย การเลือกกลุ่มตัวอย่างแบบนี้ Okay, so you have to change it to be they are selected by purposive sampling because they study listening and speaking course. Is it correct? Yes. Where are they from? เอามาจากไหนน่ะ Where is it? You have to select purposive or specify it between purposive sampling techniques, right? Because you have to give them the reason. Okay, they study listening and speaking course in the first semester of it, right? Okay, so if you mention, okay, the sample in year 1. So when you talk about background of the study, you have to mention the first year, year 2. Why? Maybe one paragraph. Okay, under 1.1. 1.1 background of the study, right? Okay. So go back to your research question and purpose. Your research question and purpose. How many? 3. Why do you want to separate them into many frames? This is a research number 1, right? And objective number 1. Is it correct?
Yes.
Okay. What type of instrument that you use to collect the data to answer this question? Which instrument? Which instrument? Which instrument? Do you know instrument, right? Research instrument. What is it?
Questionnaire.
Questionnaire. Okay, questionnaire. Go to the second one. The second question. Okay, what type of the research instrument?
Questionnaire.
Questionnaire. Okay, next one. Way to solve the problem. Questionnaire? No. So you mentioned questionnaire in chapter 3? An interview, right? Or just only questionnaire? Can you go to chapter 3? Please go to chapter 3. Okay. You mentioned just only questionnaire, right? Okay, so you have to separate the sample into two groups. Group 1 is for quantitative way, and the second one for interview. Do you understand? Did you get it? In order to answer question number 1, the way to solve the problem, so you have to select the students who answer their answer with the big problem, something like that. For example, when we take a look for the result of the questionnaire and then we select them, how do they solve the problem, right? Okay, so there are two, right? Two research instruments. Okay, go to your data analysis. Okay, please tell me, okay, about data analysis. Which statistic do you use to analyze the data? Which statistic do you use? Mean? What else?
Frequency and percentage.
Frequency and percentage, right? And how to analyze the data? Because you did not show us about the criteria, right? The criteria you did not show us. You just put something like this. Because you have time, 15 minutes. But you just spend, how much is it? Just only 12, right? So this is very important. And then another group, the very important one is chapter 3. It must be clear about that. Right? Do not just put no, right? So you have to add more and change more. You have to use not just only the questionnaire, you have to use both interview. How can you collect the data? Because I heard Sri Kun or you, right? Or Sutikan mentioned that you will collect by yourself. How will you collect the data? How? Okay, thank you.